Chapter 3. The house that changed Lydia woke in the upstairs hallway. She didn't remember coming back up. Her hands were covered in dust, and her bare feet were black with soot. Where once there were soft florals, now there were faded lines like tally marks. Hundreds of them, scratched into the wall. The house was silent. No creaks, no hums, no sounds of Ben's footsteps. She stood slowly. The hallway looked different. Longer. Narrower. The wallpaper had changed. She reached for the light switch. It wasn't there. Instead, her fingers brushed something else. Rough, warm, and pulsing. A heartbeat. She yanked her hand back. The wall was alive. Downstairs, she heard it again. The scraping, but this time, it wasn't coming from the basement. It was coming from the walls themselves. Something moving inside them, dragging claws or bones against the wood. She called out. No answer. She moved toward the stairs, but stopped when she saw the front door. It was gone, not closed. Gone. In its place was a smooth wall with no handle, no seams. Just painted wood, as if it had never been a door at all. She spun around. The kitchen door had vanished too. Even the windows were gone, replaced with blank panels. She wasn't in the house anymore. She was inside something that had become the house. And then came the whisper again, right beside her ear. You opened it. Now you live here. Lydia didn't scream. She couldn't. Her throat locked up as if something was holding it shut from inside. She ran down the hall. Or what should have been the hall. But the doors were gone. The windows were gone. Everything was shifting. The house was. Breathing, she pressed her hand against the wall. It pulsed. Once like a slow heartbeat. She stepped back. The floor beneath her creaked. Not from her weight, but from something crawling underneath. She could hear it, dragging itself beneath the wooden boards, breathing just below the surface. Ben, she whispered. A voice responded. Not his. A child's voice. Don't call for him. He's still down there. Still with it. She spun around. The staircase was there again, but it was upside down. It stretched up toward the ceiling, defying gravity. And at the top, or was it the bottom? A red light pulsed behind the walls. Let me out, Lydia whispered. The voice behind her changed. Older now. No one leaves. Not until the door is closed from the inside. She didn't wait. She charged toward the staircase. Running, gasping, climbing toward the wrong direction of the ceiling. The steps bled under her feet. The railing bent away from her hands. Still, she climbed. At the top, a hatch opened in the ceiling. Or the floor. Or both. And on the other side, a mirror. Her own reflection. Except it didn't move when she did. It smiled. Lydia stared at the mirror. It showed her face. But it wasn't her. The eyes blinked out of sync. The mouth curved too wide. And behind the glass, the room looked wrong. In the mirror, the walls were covered in symbols. The same symbols from the basement door. And behind her reflection, a figure stood. Black smoke where the head should be. Fingers too long. A body shaped like a person, but bent, broken. Lydia turned around quickly. Nothing there. She looked back. The figure was closer in the mirror. She stepped away, and the mirror stepped forward. It slid out from the wall, silently, like it was floating, and her reflection didn't follow her anymore. It stared straight ahead, unblinking, unmoving, smiling. The glass rippled. A hand pushed through. It wasn't hers. It grabbed the edge of the mirror. Another hand followed. Lydia backed up until her spine hit the bleeding staircase. And then the reflection stepped out. It had her face, but its skin was too smooth. Its eyes too black. Its smile too hungry. Don't run, it said. You're part of this now. And Lydia, frozen, realized the house didn't want to kill her. It wanted to keep her. Lydia ran through a hallway that twisted every 10 steps. The walls closed in, then opened wide like lungs inhaling. Floorboards warped beneath her. The ceiling dripped with something black. She didn't know where she was anymore. This wasn't the house. This wasn't the world. She turned a corner and stopped. In front of her was a door she'd never seen. A white door. Clean. No blood. No scratches. Just white. Like it had been untouched by everything else. She opened it. Inside was a bedroom. It looked normal. Sunlight poured through the window. There was a bed. A nightstand. Pictures on the wall. A little girl sat at the edge of the bed, swinging her legs. She looked up and smiled. "You found my room," she said. Lydia didn't move. "Are you real?" she asked. The girl nodded. "I was like you. I opened the door to—" "What's behind it?" Lydia asked. The girl's smile faded. "Nothing you can close again." Lydia stepped back. The window behind the girl blinked. Just for a moment. It had eyes. The walls began to melt. The ceiling cracked. The girl's smile stretched too far, and Lydia understood. There was no safe room. Not in this house. Not anymore. Lydia ran again. But the house didn't fight her now. It guided her. Every step she took felt chosen. The walls bent forward to show the way. The lights flickered not in warning, but invitation. She followed. Down past rooms she had never seen. Rooms that smelled like dirt and smoke. Rooms that screamed when she stepped inside. Rooms that pulsed like hearts. At the end of one hallway, a staircase spiraled straight down. No railing, no light, only the sound of breathing from below. She descended. At the bottom was a chamber, stone walls. No ceiling, just black sky above. In the center, a slab of wood like a table, and a symbol burned into the floor. The same symbol from the basement door. She stepped into the circle. Pain hit her chest, like knives under the ribs. She screamed, clawed at her skin. Something moved beneath it. A shape, a mark. The symbol was carved into her, not with blades, but with fire. And then she heard Ben's voice, but it came from inside her. "You're the door now," he whispered. Lydia looked down at her arms. The veins had turned black. The symbol glowed on her chest. The house wasn't keeping her anymore. It was becoming her.